sense very strongly in my spirit that after this time out, God is going to be bringing some of you into the corridor of power. Listen. What normally happens is, whenever believers find themselves in settings like this that appear to be a civilized environment, all of a sudden there is a lie that the devil begins to sell them to make them feel inferior, is in the sense of their identity in Christ. So whenever they find themselves in an environment like this, that struggle makes them to want to belong, the desire to be accepted. And in view of that, they begin to consider setting aside, pushing aside their identity with Christ. And that is when they begin to betray their Lord. And this happens in the quietness of their heart. Because in their mind, they have come to buy a lie that makes them think that if you are in a civilized place like this, there is a way you need to coordinate yourself. And whatever sell you off as a spiritual person make you uncapped. You are not enlightened. It makes you feel that should anything around you suggest that you are someone that carry the image of Christ, you are primitive. So most times when believers find themselves in contexts like this, like Peter that night, their mindset, their attitude, we look for a generation and we are wondering if you are the one. That we teach civilization how to be civilized. For several years we have been watching and waiting. We pour our lives. We invest all that God has placed in us with a hope. And every generation we present that question to them. Are you that one we have been waiting for? You know, John the Baptist at Jordan, he had a mandate. And the one that commissioned him told him that you go baptize and you have only one assignment. As you dump the people in the water and bring them out, just watch. On anyone the Spirit descends and rests, he is the one. So all that baptismal exercise was checking for the one. Are you that one we have been waiting for? That will hold your head high wherever you find yourself. That will be bold to say, I vow that my life will be governed by the throne of God. I am driven by the value system of heaven. I evaluate the natural from the realm of spirit reality. That even when I find myself in an enlightened so-called environment like this, I will pursue and defend the interest of Jesus, my master. opposition arises, I will look forward to a glorious resurrection. To live or die for Jesus, my Lord. That as far as I'm concerned, my mind, my emotions, my will, my love are pledged to one only already. I'm no longer on shelf. I'm no longer for sale. Are you that one that will go and teach the world what it means to be civilized? We have had a generation of people in our history that reached their world and transformed it. They engaged culture and transformed it. They get into any environment they find themselves, they transform it. Are you that one we have been waiting for? Or will you be like many others we have seen over the years, that the moment they find themselves in a place of so-called privilege, they will deny their Lord? Or at best, they will feel so inferior, feel so intimidated that they think that they better behave well, because anything that will betray their identity of association with the High King of Zion will suggest they are primitive. And that's the reasons why whenever Christians find themselves in parties, they try to couple themselves. But what I need you to know is the fact that wherever people gather is a battleground. Wherever people gather is a stage where spirits fight for prominence. Wherever people gather is a war ground where all kinds of spirits seeks expression to be put on display. Sadly, for the most part, spirits of perversion have owned the stage for too long. Spirits of obscenity have owned the stage for too long. You don't need to, when people bring arguments like this is not church, so where is it? Is it a mosque? Is it a shrine? Whenever you hear people making arguments like you have to be objective, this is a civil public space, for who? The question is, for who? So shutting me down to tell me this is not church, by implication you are trying to say this is a place for the spirit that rule your own life, so I should be quiet? No, sir. You are here representing the spirit you subscribe to. The moment the mic is in my hand, I know who to give the expression to, not to your own spirit. The day has come, but the question remains: are you the one that will give expression to your king? Are you the one that will re-educate culture? Are you the one that will be granted that privilege of access to the corridor of power, and you will teach the world how to live? You will teach the world how to talk. On stage, so that his find expression through your vessel. There are men seated here today. In a few years from now, we may never have the opportunity to see each other again. We may never have the privilege to enjoy fellowship like this again. But wherever you find yourself, will you be that one? There is a cloud of witness that's on the grandstand watching your race, waiting to see if you make your Lord proud, or you will send off like many that have gone before you. But just in case someone is saying, well, the voice of perversion, the voice of enemy is too loud, our voices are so few, let me not go and embarrass myself. The path is a lonely path. I'm going to wait until people gather enough with my kind of perspective before I express it. I just need you to know, men have gone ahead of you that have represented their king well. Some were footballers in that space, in the presence of fierce opposition. They made bold to identify with the name Jesus in the book. Some of them were boxers. They beat the opponent black and blue. And when they were asked, they say it's Jesus. One of them had an opponent that told him, you know, I am operating with the power of witchcraft. I'm going to deal with you. I'm unstoppable. And the believer just smiled. He said, I tame you spiritually, physically, I beat you. They went to the ring, he beat him. And in that so-called secular arena, he said it is Jesus. Will you be that one? Many of them have stood to address the General Assembly of the United Nations, and they made bold with their testimony. Next time someone tells you, don't bring religion here, I need you to know life is religious. Because by definition, it's claimed that religion is all about belief. Belief are about truth claims. So when the next time someone tells you, don't bring religion here, don't bring your beliefs here, then you tell them, so you are suggesting that the things you want to say, you don't believe them to be true. Are you that one? Because God is searching for vessels that He will showcase. Some went and saw free food, but because they forgot who they are, they thought this is a moment of opportunity, and they went on with the lie that opportunity comes but once. As it has come like this, you have to remember your stomach. Else, if this food miss your mouth, it will never come again. That is why Jesus said, we don't live by bread alone. You must be delivered from that rat race of the desperation to survive. Time is going. If I don't seize this moment, it's because you forget that your king is the one that creates time. So if it is a moment you are looking for, he can decide to create any moment at any time. come to terms with who he is. There is no platform that comes close to what is available in his presence. The Bible says he stooped down to look at the things happening in heaven. I mean, he stooped to see the things happening in heaven. So what is that platform on earth that is so high that will be worthy of you selling your king? What is that privilege? What is that opportunity? What is that platform? What is that price high enough? Remember your commissioning. Remember your call. Don't allow suffering to threaten and intimidate you. Do not allow prosperity and pleasure and promise of a good life to impress you so much that you forget your father's name. Don't be desperate to look for a good life that you sell your father's name. Always remember you are royalty. You are born of a noble blood. It doesn't matter where your sovereign places you. Be focused on the mission. Be focused on the assignment. Let the assignment define your life. Let the calling define your life. Don't allow anything of this material world to redefine your calling, to redefine your purpose. Don't allow any promise that this life has to offer make you redefine the grace of God on your life. Do not use the anointing to turn stone into bread. In Proverbs, the Bible said, if you have been invited by a powerful man and you realize that you are given to appetites, you have longer throat in Nigerian parlance, don't allow that personal weakness to be a reason for your destruction. He said, carry a knife and place it on your neck. Because if he will tell you and drink, but his heart is not with you, at the end of the day, you will realize that you have wasted your compliment. Jesus said, it is the spirit that quickens. The flesh profits nothing. The flesh profits nothing. That's to tell you that the flesh will always suggest that there is a profit it can offer you. There is a benefit it can offer you. The flesh will always make promises of benefits. But the verdict of Jesus is the flesh profits nothing. It is that which is born of God that overcomes the world. Paul said we can use the world yet not abusing it. The good things of life, we can make interaction with them, and yet we will not forget our Father's name. We will not compromise the family name. We will not bring shame to the family name. Don't you ever forget, you are not a non-entity that the world can give a privilege on the condition of selling the name of your father. Don't you ever forget that you are royalty. It doesn't matter the privilege this life brings you into. Always remind yourself that you are not too small in this space, such that a privilege has been offered in order to negotiate your allegiance to Christ. Always remember, Jesus said, he that is from above is what? Above all. It doesn't matter the corridor where you find yourself. Remember, you are from above. It doesn't matter even if you couldn't afford the dress code for the event. Jesus said, he that is from above is above all. Never forget who you are. Never forget whose you are. You are not a non-entity. You are royalty. Even if a royalty is dressed in rags, he can't forget his father's name. His family name can open any door. He will not say, because I am dressed in rags and I'm in a foreign territory and I am ushered into the palace of that foreign territory, therefore I should become a beggar on that table. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget whose you are. You are not a beggar. You are born of royal blood. Don't allow anything that this world has to offer to negotiate your allegiance to Christ. Don't ever modify the message to fit the context. In a way, you compromise the laws of our land. Don't ever allow anything that this world can offer you to make you begin to commit taboos of our culture. There is a spirit of perversion out there that want to re-educate you. It has worldviews that seem to suggest that if you don't want to die of hunger, you cannot preach like this. If you don't want to be stranded in life, you better know what you got to do in order to survive. And all of that is to get you to that place where you begin to violate the terms of your consecration. The requirements of God's demands in your life. Don't ever become cheap. Bible says righteousness exalts a nation, but sin will always bring reproach. The moment you begin to yield to compromise, you are opening yourself up to reproach. It's a matter of time. You will begin to fall into reproach. And I must say this, God forbid, but for any reason you sleep, for any reason you fall, don't run away from the Lord. Come home. want to say that again. For any reason you miss your step, for any reason you sleep and fall, either because you became careless, either because you were no longer careful about the consecrations in your life, do not allow that to become a reason why you will allow Satan to take total control of your soul. Come back home. Let nothing drive you away from the Lord. Whatever happens, come back home. Vow that the devil will never own you. Vow that Satan will never possess you. Vow that you will never come to that place where things are so bad that you will feel it is too late for you and just give up in despair and allow the enemy to own you. Come on.